So do we have Dr. Helen Philip ready? Yeah, if I pronounced you right, Dr. Helena Philip, for interactivity in the classroom and audience response system, tips and tricks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for the privilege again. I underline the privilege to be here. I underline my gratitude to Professor Carl Golnick and to Professor Meena Swaminathan for being here and to be with you all. So, is it just running the slides? Oops. Oops. Okay, so the goal of this presentation is to be better able to create a culture of feedback. So it's about speaking. This is not a presentation right now. This will be about interactivity. It's the other one, please. There's a spoiler of the second one. The interactivity. It's not this presentation. It's, please. Yeah. It's the other one. Okay.
Yeah, second.
Okay, that is the one. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again. This is the QR code to the Ophthalmology Foundation. And we will be speaking about interactivity in the classroom and audience response systems. Well, some tips and tricks that I hope to learn from you as well. So classroom or audience response systems are interactive technology tools to engage a learning community. And when we say learning community, is not only those who are presenting or sharing experience, but also those who have experience in the audience. Doing what? Posing questions through live polls, gathering responses and feedback in real time, making learning dynamic and bidirectional, meaning that we can connect with the audience, whatever the numerous audience we have in the room, but we can use, by these systems, we can connect to the audience and facilitate peer learning, because this also connects the audience to the panel or the presenter and also the audience, the participants among themselves. We all know that what we retain from what we hear is much less than what we try. And if we can have the opportunity to have a hands-on, the probability of retaining more and meaning our learning will be more, not only we keep that learning, but also making new meanings of that learning is much higher. So this is very interesting, is just to remember the 20 minutes rule when our attention is completely focused on the presenter or the presenters. And after this lapse of time, what happens is that we start thinking about something else, unless the organizer, the designer of the program, of the lecture, has devised something that will intersperse in the period of teaching. So the goal is to recognize that classroom or audience response systems can enhance learning, but also emphasizing that interactivity expands beyond technology, which means that we have sometimes to have a plan B when we have connection with internet and use these systems using digital tools. So what is passive learning and active learning? And passive learning is by no means not important. It is important for the learning process and perceives knowledge as kind of a transferable commodity. So something that we transfer to others, our experience, our expertise. And active learning looks at learning as an experience that is not only created, built, as Professor Pranesh has emphasized earlier, is not built only by doing, so hearing and doing, but also reflecting about what is being done. And this supports problem solving and curiosity, discovery, communication, and involves building new meanings. It means that every one of us carrying different packages of experience in our lives and our expertise will learn in a different way, but this will be also fostered by active learning. This is a scoping review, as you can see, from 2024, and there is still a need research to explore the predominance or not of high versus low technology in active learning, and how we can best support teachers and educators to use active learning. So when we think about classroom or audience response systems, those are, and the studies and the evidence shows that they are globally accepted by learners and educators, but a word of caution, it's not a tool, it's a tool, not a magic bullet. So having interactivity is not like, just a box of Pandora, but it's something that the educators and teachers can use. It encourages dialogue, as we have pointed out earlier, collaboration, engagement, and also involves beyond cognitive, the emotional aspects of learning, which are also connected with retaining learning and making learning experiences more efficient and memorable. It fosters a connection with educators, learners themselves, and the content, and ensures learner anonymity. So those who are more shy probably wouldn't be, prone to communicate and to participate in using these systems. They will be more likely to be part of the classroom. Enables gamification and problem solving, enacts data-driven teaching by giving real-time feedback. So by the feedback that is being given in real time by the participants, the teacher or the educator can gauge the learning itself, and also improves learning outcomes, because it usually, as we will see in a few minutes, these pieces of interactivity and trying to make that curve not going down, as we have seen the curve apply before, making it higher again, or at least at a certain plateau. It's by focusing on relevant content that we would like to highlight, so that the learners could enhance their understanding on those topics. How? So select a relevant specific topic to enhance learners' understanding. So select in your teaching the aspects that you would like to emphasize, that you think are crucial for the learners to retain after the learning moment, or that could be a little bit more tricky to grasp, and that you would like to have the learners developing more insight about that. Communicate in advance with your class that these tools will be used, and that can be used, for instance, using their mobiles or their devices, digital devices, should be charged and available in the classroom. Also introduce the learning platform so that all can be a little bit more acquainted, familiarized with the functionalities of the tools. Intersperse well-crafted questions aligning with key content where interaction will enhance, or you think that can enhance understanding of the learners. So strategic question interaction. And finally, encourage engagement, display and comment the collected responses. This is something that Professor Pranesh has presented. It is what is being happening by silent participants in the audience or in the classroom, being transferred into the display at the classroom or at the venue where the learning is being taken place. And it's very dynamic to see all the bars coming up and down, or the word clouds being formed. So there are several tools that we can use. There are others that are not in this table. I will just present some aspects of Poll Everywhere. That is the one that I usually use. It's something that is very personal, but any one of these tools can be used, and mostly all of them can be used similarly as all. So what we can see here is the front page of Poll Everywhere and the several aspects that we can intersperse the types of questions, multiple choice questions, word clouds, etc. We can also now have this tool embedded in our slide presentations, and from there present the moment instead of being swapping from the PowerPoint and the platform. And these are some examples of what we can have. So word clouds, interactivity, for instance, in picture, bars. So, and just finishing, what are the challenges? Time. So the educator has to have time allotted and recognized for preparation. Also the duration of the class, if it has the content in all the strategy of the classroom, has to have into account that this takes time and has to be in there. Cost, nowadays, if we have internet connection and the smartphone is very less costly than it was, a learning curve for interaction and doing as better as possible, connection with internet or technical malfunctions that can appear, and also learners can nevertheless feel that they are being monitored. In summary, I'm just finishing. So it fits into a mindset. This is the main message, fits into a mindset of having the classroom or the audience engaged, exercises communication and all those attributes that I spoke before, but benefits from organizational recognition, faculty development for sure is needed and requires integrated implementation to be effective. Thank you so much.